Assalamualaikum and a very good morning everyone. My name is Nurfariha Shaula binti Bahaman. Today I'm going to present my PSM1. My supervisor is Professor Dr. Muhammad Shafri bin Muhammad Rahim. So my title for this project is Augmented Reality with Multimodal Interaction. Basically it have 5 chapters, which the first chapter is introduction, the second is literature review, the third one is methodology, the chapter 4 is about system design, and the last chapter is the expected results. So for chapter 1 is introduction. AR is a technology that combine the real and virtual objects in the real world, and it become popular in many fields, especially in entertainment and education. Have many type of interaction, but in this project it more focused on multimodal interaction. So the problem statement for this project is most of the AR application is using the unimodal interaction. Unimodal interaction allow the user to use only one input modality, for example, hand gesture. By using unimodal interaction, it has a lack of accuracy and less accessibility. It will drag the time of user while using that application. Multimodal interaction is another. So the proposed solution for this problem is by using multimodal interaction. Multimodal interaction allows users to use more than 2 input modalities, and the user can manipulate the AR content more naturally by using multimodal interaction compared to unimodal interaction. It is stated by Martinez and Dewanti 2019, multimodal interaction have benefits over unimodal interaction. So the aim of this project is to develop the AR application with multimodal interaction. So this project has 3 objectives. First is to study the multimodal interaction in AR application. Second one is to design and develop the application of multimodal interaction, and the last one is to implement with the suitable application. For project scope, this application is limited to only one user at a time. Then this application needs to launch using a mobile and limited to Android version only. The application can only scan one marker at a time, and all the functionalities for this application is mainly developed for user age 16 and 17 who studied biology. Next, we go to chapter 2, which is the literature review. I have done some of research regarding to my topic. So first, AR interface. Interface is significant for AR application. Without interface, there is no interaction. So there is no possible way to develop multimodal interaction AR. That interface is tangible when it blends with the interaction, but when it has no interaction at all, it is called as a transitional interface. For example, AR book. The user just need to open the book and the AR camera, and then they need to scan by hover the camera on the top of the page so that it will display the AR environment. Duell et al. 2020 agreed with Billinghurst, Cato, and Popirev 2008 that tangible user interface or TUI combined with AR view will form a tangible AR or TAR, and it provides a tangible element which the user can use to manipulate the AR content. Next, we go to the tracking system. It is about to finding point of reference. Tracking is a fundamental of AR. It is used to display the 3D object. There are many types of method, which is first one is image based, either using marker or markerless. Second is location based, using a position data from GPS, and the third one is object based, using a real object. Linked to Rabi et al. 2017, marker-based AR tracking will detect and track the markers in a real time. Lima et al. Stated that markerless is a natural feature tracking technique. The main difference between the marker and the markerless is marker-based, we can see the marker in terms of the 2D image. But markerless is a marker that user cannot see with their naked eyes. They need to find itself by pointing the camera for searching the marker area. As we mentioned before about fundamental of AR, there is another fundamental of AR, which is display technologies. Display technologies is important in AR, where it allows users to view the AR environment. I have researched about two types of display technologies, which the first one is head-mounted display, or we call it as HMD. The second one is handheld device. HMD is a device that users need to wear on the head. Based on Petrovskaya and Varvak 2018, HMD becoming more popular for AR and VR because it has a large view that can make the user fully immersive on that environment. Handheld device is a device that very close with us nowadays. For example, it is a smartphone or tablets. Touch is also a common input for user to manipulate the application. Speech input is another way to user perform any task in any application, including AR application. Speech use a voice command from the user. Delim et al. 2020 has developed marker-based AR as a strategy for teaching a basic English for non-native learners. Next, we continue with fundamental issues in multimodal interaction. Regarding Montaigne et al. 2017, the most difficult modalities is the communication through speech and language. And the combination of gaze and gesture interaction, it brings the issue related to position of users' hands. It happens when their hand is in incorrect position. So based on some research that I have done in this chapter, I believe this multimodal interaction that will implementing in AR will enhance the accessibility user towards the application. Chen et al. 2017 has developed a prototype of AR application using two interaction, which is gesture and speech, but they only perform a preliminary user study. Based on the result, the accuracy using both interaction is higher than using only one gesture interaction. Next, we continue with chapter 3, the methodology. Methodology is important as a guideline to achieve the aim, the objective of the project. It consists of the three phases. Phase 1 is about planning and analysis. This phase is about to produce a plan and idea for the project and list out the requirement and the schedule of the project. This phase will help to reduce the cost and time, also increase the quality. And then in this phase also need to study on the related topic, which is a multimodal interaction in AR. All the research that I have been done is referred to published articles, survey papers, and the books. Next is phase 2. Phase 2 is about design and development. In this phase, we need to design the user interface and then continue with the AR tracking and then continue with 3D modeling, then produce the AR scene, and lastly develop the touch and speech interaction, where the speech interaction is using Watson's speech to text from IBM Cloud. Next, the last phase is phase 3, implementation and evaluation. Application is developed in a small programs called unit, and each of the unit need to be tested the functionalities individually. The purpose of this phase is to integrate the units become one ER application, and then the evaluation will be conducted to test the usability of the application. Next, we go to chapter 4, which is the system design. As we can see, this is the use case of this project. There is a user that connect with the use case. Each circle represents one use case. The use case is start with view home screen, and then the user need to click a button. There is a 3 option for user to choose, either start button, instruction button, or quit button. And the start button has the include use case of open AR camera. Include use case will happen every time the base use case is executed. So in this case, the use case open AR camera will always happen if the user click on the start button. It same goes to the instruction button, which include the display instruction use case, and also the quit button will include the exit application use case. Next, the user need to scan the AR marker, which every time they scan the AR marker, it will include the use case of display AR environment. And then for the multimodal interaction speak and track answer, it will include the verify answer use case, but it extends the display error. The extend use case will happen sometime and not every time like it include use case. Next, this is a ERD or entity relationship diagram. So in this AR application, there is no need a database except for AR marker, because we store the AR marker inside the Vuforia database. So the Vuforia database, it has a name and a license key, and for AR marker it has a name also and the type, also the rating and the natural features of the marker. So this is the UI design for home screen, instruction page, and the scene page. Last, we go to the chapter 5, this expected result. So this is the AR camera view, the expected AR camera view. Once the user click on the start button, it will display the first scene, which the first scene will display the 3D object of cell. It has 3 buttons: back, next, and setting. If the user click on the setting button, it will pop up the panel which contain home and instructions button. If the user click on the instruction button, it will pop up the instruction panel. They need to click on the X to close the panel. So this is the expected result for the exercise page, and for the correct answer and the wrong answer. So that's all from me. Thank you.